Hi all. Welcome to this winter semester of 2023. This is Brian Sorial, and I am going to be your instructor for this semester. I want this introduction to be kind of very informal. I want you to know that I am here all semester for you. I'm even here after the semester for you if you want to continue to work on your portfolio, which I started with talking about the portfolio, not necessarily the assignments you're going to do for 2300, because you all are getting towards the end of your MACA experience, your MACA experience, and your portfolio is probably not where you want it to be. So raise your hands if you all have enough portfolio content. Okay, I don't see any hands that are up. Raise your hands if you need portfolio content. And if you did raise your hand because you need portfolio content, then use the final 8 weeks of this class that I am going to go through right in a few minutes to build portfolio content. I will be here for you, but you have to take ownership and responsibility for that. Okay? So there's a lot that I want to go through. Very first thing is let's understand the nature of Photoshop. And then I'm going to go through the syllabus, and then I'm going to show you if you have an issue getting online, what to do about the MyMacomb and contacted Canvas. But I'm going to put this on my other screen, and I'm going to minimize this for a minute. And I'm going to bring up something which I've made available to all of you at, it's either in the modules, the upper module, or I will make it available to you, and I will attach it to this email that I'm sending you prior to the semester beginning, which you already have the email because you're watching this movie. So this is not a toaster. Okay? It's not. It's a hard object. It's a product. It's anything that you want to paint. It has small details and big shapes. And I'm going to show you right now, because Photoshop is a layered application, I want to show you right now by playing this for a second, and I'm going to start it right now. You can see how Photoshop builds from the big layers to the little layers, from the bottom to the top. It's that simple. And I have found that painting in Photoshop is not incredibly difficult. Look at how, again, it starts and it shows you to build. Now I'm going to hit the space bar and stop this. And I'm going to go back to the point where it's just the body, right here. So you can see that the bottom 3 layers are just white, red, and gray. And this point right here that I'm clicking on right now of the gray, that point just goes straight across to this point. You don't ever paint around things in Photoshop. You paint through things. Okay, so you don't have to redo your paths on shapes that are next to each other. In other words, the white shape here is actually in back of this red shape. So let's just continue, and I'm going to stop this. I'm going to hit the right arrow, and I'm going to continue. So you can see here, if it's going to go for me, you can see here how I just want it to go very slowly. Okay, there we go. Now it's working. So let me get my cursor out of the way. Okay, so now you can see that there is another shape, smaller, on top of the red shape. That was pathed out and painted, and then Gaussian blurred on the edge. Then we went ahead and we put in 1 square, duplicated it for a 2nd square, didn't have to repaint it, duplicated it for a 3rd square, and probably duplicated it for a 4th square and or rectangle, and used the transform tool to make it smaller, or we just pathed it out and painted it. Those are the bottom shapes. Now let's get to upper shapes, like those. How many little dots, little circles did they paint? Probably 1. And they duplicated it 5 times. Okay, so the next thing, how many of those rectangles did they paint? Probably 1. And in the folder, they duplicated it 3 more times for a group of 4. Then they did it again, but they just copied that group and moved it over there. Now, I think you're understanding what I'm getting at. Did they paint around the black shapes? No, they painted the red stuff through the black shapes. Now, why am I going over this? I realize this is prior to the semester because I want you to understand what I refer to as eye over mind training. And the way that you break down reference to paint or create in Photoshop or composite in Photoshop is to understand that big shapes are underneath small shapes. That's it. That's basically it. Never paint around a small shape, paint through a small shape. So now you can see here how I'm going to just bring off these 4 more shapes. They're just smaller shapes on top. And when impossible and when you can, just duplicate it and move it over. How do you duplicate a shape? You just hold Command Option or Control Alt and you drag with the Move tool. That's it. So now you can see here how the smaller things are starting to happen. Okay, you can see how little tiny reflections on the side are starting to happen and giving it that appearance of new, of shiny. So that's what I want to teach you this semester is the ability to understand how to break down photo reference. I'm continuing, I'm just hitting my finger on the right hand arrow. Okay, suddenly the buttons are starting to look pretty good. Look at that. Look at how that button just builds to that. Now, all they did was duplicate it and put it over here. Okay, that wasn't doubly painted. It was just painted once and moved over. Now, you put on the rest of the small detail and remember this forever and ever and ever. It doesn't look good till it's 75% completed. Repeat that. It does not look good until it's 75% completed. And that includes design, illustration, and anything else. You have to trust the process. Trust your eyes. Trust your eyes to build to the small shapes. Now, that's pretty much it. I pretty much have gone through everything. I'm just putting on the final details, okay? Everything here has been painted by a student, Rosalie Nico, and I'm going to show you her stuff many times, okay? So you can go through this one little cursor click at a time if you want, but let me bring back, before I do that, these are examples right here of what students have done from the 8th week on. So I could zoom in, but you are going to get this. This is in your upper module, and I'll show you where it is. Okay, but you can see here how there's a myriad of products. There's the toaster over here. Everything here is the same thing. It's big shapes and little shapes. Wouldn't you agree? Now, as long as you can path things out, as long as you can use the pen tool, which I'll make sure you can, and you understand the 3 most important aspects of Photoshop: paths, layers, channels. That's it. Paths, layers, channels. Now, I'll go ahead and say paths converted into selections and then make a layer and paint on it. And that's how you do it. You make sure that you're on the proper layer before you add any paint. So you can see here how there's just such an incredible diversity. And most of these products here go for thousands of dollars. That is not a photograph. As you will see, that is painted. That is done by a student named, prior to her getting married, Kim Dworkin. Okay, so I'm going to show you another version of this. Why did I show you this? Because you want to graduate, no matter if you're going into animation or web design or interactive web media or multimedia or video production, photography, illustration, design, being a multimedia artist and understanding what companies want. They want people to wear multi-skills. They want people to wear many hats and have multi-skills under their portfolio ability and skill level. Okay, so let me just close this for a second because you can see it, all right? You can see it. But let me open up this one because this is a little bit bigger portfolio, and this one's in the lowest module in there. And I'll probably, if I can remember, I'll put it up in the upper module. But at the very bottom of all the modules in Canvas, there's a final portfolio Dropbox that has this link in it. And if you want to, you can see it. But let me just go through this and show you. This right here, do you have any idea if you could paint this, how much it would go for? This is a $7,000 to $10,000 painting. Okay, all of these are done by students. Watch this. This is Rosalie Nico, who turned this into this. She also did this. She is a fine painter. That's hers too. That's hers too. That is a young man named Eric Knabel, who just is, he has an incredible vision. He sees really well, and he just pumps out the art. And that's what I really want for you guys. Okay, I want you to have the ability to use design and illustration. There's no reason why designers can't also be illustrators and vice versa. Most of the Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, Creative Cloud capability lets you be multitasking. And it lets you just make an incredible everything, career goals, career choices, amount of money is almost ridiculous on how much you can make in this business, okay, if you train. So I want you to use this semester right here. I want you to know that I'm not fixated on grades. They don't mean anything. Of course, I have to give you an A, B, C, D, whatever. I think that's ridiculous, though, because it's all about portfolio. So from the very beginning of this semester, I don't know why I'm scrolling here, but at the very beginning of this semester, I want you to know that deadlines are important. They are very important. If you miss a deadline in industry, you're not going to last very long. If you miss a deadline in my class, there's a million reasons why I'm going to just allow you the time and the energy to turn it in, because I'm concentrating on your portfolio. You have life to deal with. So between work, family, and health, those three come before school. So all you gotta do is let me know. If you ever have a problem with a deadline, just let me know. Okay, Brian, I'm working 2 jobs and I have 3 classes, and hey, I understand. I've been there, okay? I will work with you. You know those people that were just on this portfolio site? Some of them failed classes. Not because they didn't have the talent. No, because they didn't have the time. So I'm going to give you all the time you need, even if it's after the semester is over, to work with me on your portfolio. I don't care about the assignments you're going to do. I mean, I want you to build skill, but I want to work with you on your final portfolio package. Yes, there's a portfolio class and it's wonderful, but let's build content. I'll show you all semester long what I mean, together. Okay, so here is your first day handout, which is in this email. If you have a problem and you can't get in class, call that number. Okay, so it's the 877-2662 number. Tell the Canvas technician that you can't get into your class, and I'll kind of show you what I mean. Here are the important dates of the semester. Okay, so obviously 1-9 is the first day of class, 5-6 is the end, and everything in between. Okay, so go ahead and read the syllabus. It's important. It has a lot of links on it, and it has your assignment schedule that I want you to try to be. This is an assignment list. Okay, so this is what you're going to do, but it has an assignment schedule to come. So week 1 to week 8 are going to be pretty packed with just you learning things that in some cases Photoshop has made very difficult. Let me make a point. Photoshop is removing their 3D capability because they've made a new Substance program, and Substance is something that you can research it through the Creative Cloud, okay? But some of you will actually have the ability to do the 3D assignment for light bursts. Some of you won't. In Channel Mask, Photoshop has made working with lighting effects very difficult. Very, very difficult. Some of you won't have a problem. Some of you will have a problem. In the Channel Mask module, I kind of go over that. Okay, so I talk about it, but I'll try to talk about it even today. And I'm trying not to make this movie super long, but I just want to go over stuff with you. So yes, week 1 to week 8, I go through all of these things that build skill. Week 9 to 12, and really week 9 to 16, I don't know what I wanted to say there. You will have the ability to build portfolio projects, and as many as you want. And again, I will show you what I mean, okay? Because it's real important that you understand that building content is the only thing that's going to get you a job. So down here, let me go back and just get through this, okay? So here are the dates, the weekly dates of the semester. So week 1 to week 7. What is week 11? Well, it's 3/27 to 4/2. Just refer to this when you need to, okay? I also have this on your assignment guide. So I'm going to go through that in a minute. But here is a weekly list of the elements that you're going to be going through each week. If I have made a mistake on anything, just let me know. I'm not perfect, okay? If one of the links doesn't work in Canvas, just let me know. I'll fix it, okay? And always communicate with me, please. Always communicate with me. Always, always, always. So let me go through over here and go to your assignment list. So your assignment list, I should have just left that right there. Your assignment list is, you are going to work on paths. I have a question. Do you know that paths have 4 properties? Do you know they can be add, which is combine, subtract, intersect, and exclude? Do you know that paths, whether they're white, look at these paths here, whether they're dark on the outside and light on the inside, means something. If it's light on the outside and dark on the inside, it means something. Dark eliminates, white retains, right? In masking, dark eliminates, black eliminates, white retains. So white is what the selection is going to be from a path. So this is an add or combine path. It could be an intersect path. It could be an exclude path. This is definitely a subtract path, but I need you to know those simple concepts, which is what week 1 is about. Then week 2 is me watching you draw. I want you to draw out the paths for this and then learn that you can alter and change color in different aspects of your Photoshop files very, very, very simply. It's pretty cool. All right, and don't have to go through it all. I just wanted you to see. In week 3 and 4, can't believe I did that. Let me zoom into here. Let me zoom back out and zoom over. Did you guys know, I don't want to go into it right now, but did you guys know when you work with filters that you either have the ability to have thousands of colors or millions and billions of colors? And most of you don't know that. So I want you to do this filter assignment in week 3 and 4 along with light burst to show polar coordinates and how you can turn lettering or cornered objects into 3-dimensional rays. It's pretty cool. And then you're going to learn about using Illustrator files to go into Photoshop and composite a piece, but using vanishing point. Okay, so there's a really cool vanishing point exercise. Then you're going to take and composite different things together. And look at the hair that's on this. Look at the hair that has been saved. She came out of a very dead background. And so what I did was I learned how to use channels to really grab, and there's no other way to do it that's going to grab this kind, that kind of hair detail. I didn't have to mask around. And there are quick methods for doing this in Photoshop, but none that gather this kind of quality. Okay, so here is week color ranging for week 7. You're going to learn the painting theory in week 8 right here with this. Then week 9 to, let's just say 16, you're going to be able to choose your track. You're going to either go to the design track or the illustration track, or both. Depending on how much energy and time you have, I'm going to tell you that I'm a good illustrator, but I'm also a good designer. I've made a lot of money with design. Because clients who want me to use illustration sometimes have design jobs like logos. I've designed hundreds and hundreds of logos for a lot of money, I may add. So I want you to know that just because you think you're an illustrator doesn't mean you can't also make money with design. Why do you put it in terms of money, Brian? Well, because you have to live in the real world, right? And you're not in this for showing in a gallery. You're not in this multimedia, media and communication arts program for your hobby. And some of you might be, and that's fine. That's fine. Some of you are just coming to retrain yourselves in certain things like just Photoshop. So you don't really want a whole career. I can deal with that easily, okay? And what I wanted to show you here is an example of one of the ad series right here. And you can see off to the right, although I can't click on it right there, you can see how there's just so many different series over here. Look at the same person who designed these also designed these. And I have very good design movies to show the properties and principles of design as well as the properties and principles of art and illustration. So that is available in Canvas. So I'll start to show you a lot of these kinds of things right here. Okay, so let me before I forget, let's go to your Macomb page. When you click My Macomb, this is the page you come into, right? Up here, they've put these icons, which are real quick. You can just click Canvas right here. So we'll get into our class. Let me close both of these. So we can get into our class right now. So I'm going to have a lot of classes in my courses over here, okay? You're not going to have very many, but if your course right there, 2300, V1601 2023 winter, if it doesn't show up, just call that number I told you about. And by the way, it's also down at the bottom of this page. It's right there. Can you see what I'm highlighting? It's right there. Call them on Monday morning. They'll get you all set. So let's go into our class. And in the class over here on the left, I was going to say right, well, you can see first. Here's all the dates again. Here's the important dates of the semester. But if you really want to get going on this, just click modules. And in modules right there, you've watched or you're going to watch the introduction movie and the Brian Sorial portfolio movie and something called Methods and Motivation. I just want you to just get as much from my point of view as you can, okay? Knowing that I'm not fixated on just grades, and get to the next project. Please don't hurry. I would rather you take the time on these projects and say, Brian, I wanted to do this one twice because I need work on paths really a lot. And I'd say, fine. Don't worry about the deadline for this one, okay? Or you understand what I'm trying to tell you, right? So, a wonderful thing that Canvas did, which isn't wonderful at all, is they took away the ability to have a direct YouTube link. And I have, if I click here and I go to Brian Sorial YouTube, you can see that I have my my YouTube channel right here. Let me just click my YouTube channel right here. And you can see how I have all these playlists here. And in the playlists, here's the advanced Photoshop playlist. So even after the semester is over, don't you love how everybody has ads now? Great, it's just wonderful. Okay, I'll just pause it. Okay, so this is all about the design, but look it over to your right here. All of these hundreds of movies, there's almost 200 movies that I've created in Photoshop just to gain skill. Now, you don't have to access those unless you want to. Okay, so in your course modules, go through the welcome message. Please watch at the top. I'm getting ahead of myself here. So here is the syllabus. In case you lose it, you can always get it back. Here is the assignment list that you and I just went through. Okay, I have a PDF file of movie links of all sorts of, in other words, let me move this over and let me minimize this. That's why I don't want to be in a hurry here. Okay, let me move this over and let's go to here, because this should be my advanced Photoshop YouTube links, which means if you are, let's say it's after the semester and you want to continue on an assignment. I should just open it up from here. It just takes forever. Let me just download this. Okay, it just came in. So all of my assets are also on Google Drive. So when you download this PDF, you can click that right there that I just highlighted, and you can get to all my assets. Okay, I can even click it right now, and you can see here is all the assignments and all the asset files that are, in case the semester's over or you're not anywhere near, you can get into Canvas or whatever. You can still access all of the advanced Photoshop stuff. So right in here are all of the assignments you're going to do. Okay, so that was on the Advanced Photoshop YouTube link one. So let me just go back, and I have a lot of things in here, but the only thing that you really have to pay attention to is look at the opening announcement, and please, in the very first week one, please do the welcome message. Just say, hello, I'm here. Then I want you to study the tool test. There's a blank one and one with answers. Okay, so take the tool palette quiz. Try not to have it next to you when you actually take the quiz, please, because understanding quick keys is a production asset. If you have to constantly use menus to go up like this and like this and like this and over to a tool, that's not good. You need to understand and click the quick keys as much as you possibly can. So the path assignment PDF is here, and now I had to take away all the YouTube links. So the way that everyone works is if you see this capitalized movie link, that means when you click it, this is going to come up, and then it says click the link, not the icon. If you click this icon, it just spins and spins and spins because Canvas took away the YouTube capability. But if you click that, which is the link, you can get right into, after you watch this wonderful ad.
Got me this weird new tool for Christmas.
After you watch this ad,
I thought it looked kind of crazy.
You can skip it, and then you can get right into my assignment.
Brian Soriel here, and welcome to this first assignment.
Okay, I'm not going to make you go through that. That wasn't the important thing here. The important thing was that you understand click the link, not the icon. Okay, so every single one, pretty much, has an opening. This is what is due for this week. Would you please watch them? I put them in there for a reason, okay? And remember, I'm about gaining skill. Don't just, I don't want to say the word bash, but don't just rush through all of the assignments, okay? This layer mask assignment to me is super important. What you're going to do with this is you're going to build this piece here. You're going to build your pathway.
This is the movie for what is due for the week 2 module for the layer.
So you can see right here,
click and pull.
You're going to be able, sorry.
Week, it says I will click on them. All right. So the very first thing that I have here is
I kind of blew that now, didn't I?
To the filter exercise.
What
and
did
I want to do
here?
is just tap this. So you can see it's just a simple
that's week 3 and 4. Okay.
Oh, this is the movie.
All right,
for
I'm
Woody-
stopping that because that was supposed to be for week 2, which is fine. Week 2 is where you do the Corvette and you learn the paths. So please watch these. And if you see the dates, this is important. Sometimes I have like hundreds of movies. I can't redo them every semester. So if you see some assignment dates that are from fall or summer, just ignore them. Your assignment dates that are in your syllabus, or if I click the opening page of this, your assignment dates here are super accurate, or I hope they are anyway. So I'll go back to the module and then we'll just talk about it for a second. So every single time you do an assignment, please add your name to the assignment. Do you see where in week 1 there's a path assignment Dropbox? Always give me your PSD file. Now, most of you know me, and I'm going to tell you something right now. So let's say that you are in the middle of the path assignment and you're stuck. Just go over to the inbox. In the inbox, type in or click that, select your course. So this would be you going here. Who are you going to send an email to? Me. So you're going to go to Teachers. Click Brian Sorial. Now type in what you need to have me, that this is for assignment 1. But when you are done typing what you want, would you please click the attach button and attach your PSD file? Got it? Then I can look at your PSD file, read your email, and send you back a movie right away within a day, sometimes within hours. Within, if I'm having a bad day or a very busy week, I'll still try to get it to you within 24 hours, okay? But most of the time it's the same day. I think most of you know that. Before I forget, remember to attach your PSD file. But before I forget, I have to tell you this. On the 16th of January, I have eye surgery. It's going to put me out of commission for about 4 days. So it'll be about a week after this class starts. So I won't be able to mark it in your calendar. I won't be able to answer your emails or see anything pretty much for 2 to 3 days. Okay, I'm even though I feel young, I'm old and I have cataract surgery, and I already had the first one in my right eye. Now I'm going to have it in my left eye, which is my good eye. So I'm going to be seeing a little bit blurry for a couple of days. So please write it down that on the 16th I have eye surgery, and that you may not be able to get me from 16th, 17th, and maybe the 18th. I should be okay at the end of the 18th, the start of the 19th, to start getting back on Canvas. So just be aware of that, okay? Thank you. So if I go back to my class, right there, and right there, I want to see if there's anything else that I am not telling you. There was so much that I really wanted to say. Please watch the 3 movies that are attached here, my Brian Sorial portfolio movie. Please watch the introduction movie to me, and then obviously you're already watching the syllabus movie, which this is. So I am looking forward to this semester with you. I can't think of anything else that I needed to say. I'll look at my desktop and see if I missed anything. I don't think so. There's so much that I want to show you. So much, honestly. But we're going to take it one step at a time, okay? Just one step at a time. And I even want to show you more right this second, but you're probably tired of my voice and you've watched too many movies of me this weekend. And I'll see you in class starting Monday morning on January 9th. Thank you.